minutes after 9 o'clock. It is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin is your host, and she's here to take your calls. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622. This is a full-hour show, and so plenty of time to get your questions or just your comments. Either way, you can call 622-9622. If you're out of the area, I see a couple of people watching on the streaming thing here. The area code is 352, so 352-622-9622. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I heard you and Robin talking about the progress on your home. How's that going?
It's just right now. It's just a waiting game. Able to get some stuff out, and that's pretty much it. Just doing the waiting game to that our road was blocked for the extended time after the hurricane, and so nobody could get in. So I think we ended up moved back further down the list. I might have been on the top of the list because I applied so quickly, but then with the delay because of the road, I have a question that
maybe you know the answer to, and it's not very little to do with gardening, if anything. All right, the Paynes Prairie is now Paynes Lake.
Right.
And they say it's a lake because of the flooding, and the 90-year-old levee that failed, that broke down or something. Okay. Yeah. Does that mean that Paynes Prairie is a prairie because of that levee? Would it have been a lake all this time?
It used to be a lake, but it dried up.
But did it dry up
hundreds of years ago, I think?
But it did. The levee is 90 years old. So did it stop being?
No, I think it dried up before
first.
That. Yeah,
and then they put the levee.
And then they put the levee just to allow the prairie, I guess, because of wildlife. And my understanding, actually, this morning I had watched news that southbound is closed also. Or unless they had reopened it. There was water on both sides when they showed the aerial.
They had one. Okay, I can because I got the highway patrol thing here.
Right.
I can tell you.
It's just people just be careful out there. There's going to be and actually the year 2004 when all the hurricanes, the four storms that had come through back to back, Paynes Prairie filled with water then too, and we had the alligators. On the side of the road. I mean, it was not a place to have a flat tire or go jogging for a few weeks. And I think it was it after that they built those under the road passages and put the fencing up to try to keep the wildlife from getting out on the road. Well, one, to get run over, or two, to be a threat to human interaction.
This is what it says here on the highway patrol site, and I don't know, maybe they've opened it, but it says, closed it. It says northbound is completely closed on 441. The right lane of the southbound side is closed.
Okay, maybe that was what it was.
But the left lane is open. And then on the interstate, there's a little warning here, too.
Well, because the extra traffic now on the interstate.
That's exactly what it is, yes. Yeah, actually, there's two warnings. There's that one, and let's see what the other one says. Same. It says all lanes open. It just says heavy traffic. So,
right. Yeah. Of course, it's going to be just like when they have an accident on I-75. How 441 just gets overrun. So actually, if you're running 441 between Ocala and before the Prairie, you're going to have easy sailing today. I
see it though. Yeah. I know people don't like.
You could always drive up there and park at the other park and
no. I'll just take the interstate.
I'll
just see the lake
and
Because have you ever gone into the museum in Paynes Prairie Preserve or whatever they call that area?
Not into the museum, no.
The museum is a small house. It's not
just a
very
building.
Big place.
Right.
And the two things I remember are there's a relief mask from the dead Osceola. When Osceola died, they did one of those castings.
Okay, right.
And they have it or a replica of it there. You can touch his nose and say, he was a small guy.
Right.
He had a small face. But they also have a painting there that shows Paynes Lake with paddle boats on it.
Right. Yeah, it was at one point navigable. Well, even after, like I said, the four storms, you could have put a kayak or canoe around there for months. That water came up and stayed up for quite a while.
Let's take the phone calls.
Right.
This show is a caller-driven show, as they say in the biz. Although I disagree with that. I think it's a Carol Ann-driven show. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hey, hi, guys. How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Always water problem, but let me tell you, I'm very thankful we had an inch of rain over the weekend because we were drying up big time.
Yes.
I I had my septic serviced last week, and of course they had to dig down about a foot to get to the cover. And let me tell you, the ground was like powder. It was it was just dry as it can be. So I'm so glad we got some rain. At least the grass will come back a little bit. Hopefully, well, it looks like it's greening up now again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were very dry because we had not really had much of any rainfall before the hurricane because what was it before Irma was Harvey, and I think Harvey actually pulled moisture from our area at that time. So we really were getting a little bit dry a little early. That it was September that we were running at not having rain events, and then Irma brought us a bunch of rain, and we had no rain after that. And we had a few really nice days where temperatures were a little lower, but then we got hot again, and that just starts to dry things out big time. And especially after the stress of the hurricane to the plants, that rainwater is so much more beneficial.
You know, everybody up north thinks that when you get to September down here, that it's going to be fine. September is probably one of the hottest months of all the four.
Yeah, it is. August and September are probably our worst. Just like January and February are most of our worst parts of winter. Is that 8 week, maybe 10 if you go into that first week of March, 8, 9, 10 weeks, that those are actually our worst time of year that we have usually, off and on between November. October's normally beautiful. And this morning was gorgeous. To the highs, I guess the rest of the week are going to be in the mid to slightly upper 80s.
Yeah.
And with the cool, I stepped out of the house this morning.
Nice,
I could have put on
really?
A long sleeve shirt.
You were ready for
just for the moment. Yeah, if I'd have been sitting out with my cup of tea, yes, I probably would have put a light sweater on. But that's just me.
Say the reason I called now is at one of our garden centers. I walked through the other day, and they have on special weed and feed. In a pretty good sized bag would probably fill up your Scotch spreader, maybe once and a half, maybe twice. I'm not sure, but for $5 a bag.
Oh, wow.
Now I thought that was pretty good. But the question I got is on the bag it says for centipede and St. Augustine, and I got Bahia grass. Is that okay?
No, do not put that on your Bahia. You will kill your Bahia.
Oh, God, thank you. I'm so appreciative of this program. I'm telling you how I got myself in a big jam.
Oh, yeah. And you've been working on that lawn. Find a neighbor who's got St. Augustine or centipede, and give it to them or whatever. Yeah, don't put that down on your St. Augustine, on your Bahia. Yeah.
It's a really great price for a bag that size, and I thought, wow, and it had 2 pallets full, and they're trying to move them,
Sure.
I'm glad I talked to you.
Oh, yeah, and with some of the garden centers, it's depending on which chain it is, it's that their garden centers shrink down in the wintertime, and so they have to get that stuff out of there because they don't have any place to put it, and sometimes it's also that the manufacturer will be changing packaging or formulation, and so it's now an item that they're not going to carry come next spring. It could just be that it's changing. So you can find some good deals at the end of the season. Just realizing too that here it is already first week of October. A weed and feed right now is probably not the best thing to do. If you were going to do your weed and feed back in September, to me here October, if you're going to do a fertilizer now, do it soon, and that's it for the year. And then spray any little weeds that you happen to find.
Yeah, you're exactly right about them needing room to get their material out of the way because they got all their Christmas stuff up now, trees and you name it. And,
sure.
They had to get all that fertilizer stuff out of the way. So.
Oh yeah, and that's it. And it'll go through, and especially if it's they're a little more. Not home improvement stores, but the other retail big box stores. Where their garden centers do change over and become clearance areas after the holidays. It is all the holiday stuff, the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then it'll be the first of the year with home storage because we all supposedly clean out our houses the first of the year or reorganize our closets. But that's just the progress of the way retail goes before the spring season. So they have to have the room. To be able to rotate that through.
Thank you again very much.
Oh, bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye now. But, anybody going to do their fertilization now, no weed and feed, go spot spray your weeds.
All right, we're up against a break, and the phone lines are open. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622. The area code is 352. So 352-622-9622. We will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, times of clouds and sun with a stray shower. It'll be rather windy, too. The afternoon high 83 to 87. Breezy Tuesday night with partly cloudy skies. There'll be more clouds and a couple of showers along the coast. Low 69 inland, 78 along the coast. For Wednesday, clouds, some sun and breezy with a shower and thunderstorm around, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you find an animal or a bird that needs help, call Animas Foundation at 352-843-6379. They will come and get the animal if you can't take it to them. High school students and those with court-ordered community service can earn required hours in this rewarding environment. And veterans who share a bond with animals and parents who have been through mental or physical trauma are especially welcomed. Families, clubs, and tourists can arrange for tours of Animas without driving for hours or miles. Consider volunteering. Animas needs you.
We all know that sound means there's going to be some need for collision repair work, and soon. What you may not know is that it's your choice where to have that collision work done, not the other guy's insurance company. Because your vehicle is much more than just transportation. It's like a family member. So don't bring it to just any chain collision center. Bring it to Lyle's Collision Service. When it comes to getting your vehicle back to 100%, you can count on Lyle's Collision Service. They're not some fly-by-night chain company. They're a family-owned and run collision center with over 33 years of experience. Working with collision repairs and vehicle restoration, Lyle's Collision only uses quality parts and doesn't take shortcuts like some other companies. They take pride in getting the job done right and in a timely manner. They specialize in insurance claims and they strive to get your vehicle back to you as soon as possible. So the next time you hear this, remember, it's your choice. And the choice is clear. Lyle's Collision Service. Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today. Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Beautiful day out there. Let me tell you what the weatherman says. He says, or she says, maybe it's a weather lady, Caroline. It's 76
the
degrees.
Weather person.
The weather person. 76 degrees right now. Temperatures climbing to 85. A 15% chance of rain. Repeat that tomorrow. Rinse and repeat again on Thursday. Actually,
do we get the rinse, though?
yeah, we get the rinse on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Thursday, there's a 45% chance of rain. Friday's the day we're looking at because we have First Friday Art Walk.
Right.
45% chance of the rain. Plus, there's a high school football game we're doing. So
Right. All kinds of stuff going on. But and breezy. So it's actually, even when it being up in the upper 80s, we got a nice breeze blowing. So
feels good. I like
it. Does. And don't forget, just because it's cooler and the rest of it, if you're going to be out in the sun doing that gardening, enjoying this gorgeous day outside, use your sunscreen and stay hydrated. Yeah.
You know, when Matt Gibbs comes in later on, I can talk about cars only because I have a car.
Right.
But with you, I've managed to talk about gardening for, 20 years now? Or something?
Something like that, yeah.
I never actually had a garden.
But you have flowers and plants, and that we do relate
That's true.
to some
We
of
do
those.
talk about
your bougainvillea, your sago
But none of
palm,
it was
and your
planted by
vines
me.
No, but that's okay.
But my point is, look at that.
But your tree is doing wonderfully.
I have a plant that I literally planted
from seed, and it's doing fantastic.
So, well, first of all, let me tell you that my tree has become a celebrity.
Yes, it has.
And I didn't even intentionally do this.
Right, didn't mean to.
But it became a celebrity. I became a aware that it was a celebrity when I did the Inktober drawing,
Right,
the first one.
right.
And you have a friend who's doing the Inktober thing.
Yes, a girl from work. Well, actually, she worked with us too here over the summer before she went off to school last month, and she's doing the Inktober. And I sent her the Sharing with Giants one, and she just loved that picture.
So, for those who don't know, Inktober is just every day in October, if you can sketch or whatever with
Right.
just ink.
Right.
That's what it's, and you cost nothing. You just hashtag it
Right.
Inktober or Inktober 2017. But I have a question since I've never done it before.
Right.
Are you allowed to use colored ink, or does it have to be black ink only?
I don't know. I would
Is
think
she
that
using-
she should. She just did black. I
She's
mean,
just
then the
using black too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so far I've only used black, but I have.
Right. I'm wondering. It would kind of be neat if you just in certain areas a little
color?
bit of color. Yeah, like
Who
that
cares,
whole
right?
thing of like the blue eyes or something that gives it that accent. Because I've seen some
That's
really
a cool idea.
photography done like that, where it's black and white or the sepia and things like that, and suddenly, boom, there's just in a small area a little color. Has nothing to do with gardening.
Okay, here's my gardening question.
Yep.
On my tree, you notice
Yes.
the upper leaves are big.
Yes.
The lower leaves are small.
Or a little smaller, yeah.
Is it normal? And what does that actually mean? Why
It's
does
just
it do
getting, it's just growing and getting, stronger and
that? So
doing
the
its
big
thing.
leaves must produce more food for the
Right,
plant, right?
right,
Because of
right.
more surface area. Okay.
and they're getting bigger to where, because the plant is getting bigger, it's needing more food.
So if
So
the
it's-
leaves, now this is from third grade science. What do they call it? Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis,
Okay, if
right.
the leaves produce the food from light,
Right.
why do we need to fertilize it at all?
Because it also takes up some nutrient from the soil. And so it's if there's none present, I guess because it can't do enough on its own.
Does it put
Because
anything?
and it also filters carbon dioxide into to oxygen. Yeah.
That's why it smells so good in here.
That's it. Wonderful.
So does it put anything back in the soil?
Some plants do, but not most.
So do you ever plant anything for that purpose?
Yes. You grow ground cover crops. A lot of the beans, mostly your legumes, will. They have nitrogen fixing capabilities within their root systems that they produce nitrogen that they can use, but the soil can use too. So at the end of the season, if you harvested your beans, or maybe you just grew them for the green top and the roots, and you just till them into the soil. You can cut the plant down and then just till it into the soil, and that nitrogen will hold it.
And that's what they
to help to rebuild soil.
You just triggered an old memory. So in school, when they taught us about rotating crops,
Right.
like the Indians or something,
Right.
the early settlers or something.
Well, it's a good method, one, because of disease problems, pest problems,
So what did
and
the-
things that'll build up in the soil. Plus, you do strip certain nutrients. Certain plants pull more nutrients out of the ground than others. Corn is a heavy, heavy feeder. So if you don't plant something different there to help replenish that soil,
Right.
you'll just make that soil depleted.
So this is kind of a sort of a gardening question.
Mm-hmm.
But so the early settlers learned how to farm from the Indians. Well, how come they didn't know how to farm from Europe? Weren't they farming over there?
They were. I think they just learned new methods.
Okay. So that
mean,
whole
the same
rotating
way- the
crop
whole
thing is from the
rotating crop-
Indians, or
I'm not real sure where it
and the burying the fish. We didn't bury fish in Europe.
Probably not. Probably we're not a big fish dependent country. Yeah, I mean
It's interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that they farmed in Europe. They farmed more animals, where the Native Americans relied more
more
on what
fish?
was available just naturally, of taking down. That they didn't farm the animals. They didn't raise chickens. They didn't raise pigs. That they, gathered, hunted, and and then, but did do some more
Did
farming.
I thank you today for doing this? We love the fact that you did this. I
enjoy it.
I enjoy this segment so much. It's such a nice break from the news, especially right now.
Yeah, so much, yeah. I hate the 24-hour news cycle. It's just,
but the news in that cycle this week
has been bad. But just to put something lighter on, don't forget the Master Gardener plant sale is this Saturday over at the County Extension. The propagation irrigation area. It'll all be set up. They had some damage. They've been working hard to get that all cleaned up. Nothing severe, nothing horrible or anything like that, and addressing other issues. And the plant sale is from, I think it's 8 to 12. I forgot the flyer, but it should be 8 to noon. It is a cash or check only transactions. They don't do credit or debit card, so you got to bring your wad of money or your checkbook. I know people don't even know how to write those things anymore. But and if you need to bring a wagon, they do have the 4-Hers as Rent-A-Kid that will help you get your stuff, and they work for tips.
Rent-A-Kid.
Yep.
You have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Hey, sir.
Larry.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it mentions God's laws.
Okay.
And in God's laws, it says you will plant, and every 7th year you will give the soil a rest. And basically, I would surmise that you would do that type of deal that went that you would have part of your land planted in one thing, and you would rotate that resting period.
Yeah.
So that's where I believe the actual rotation of crops, as far as
possibly the origination of the concept. Sure.
No, well, I mean, I was surprised. I forget where I was where I read this, but all of a sudden it was like reading a book, and they described the whole thing under, God's laws, how you would. It covered everything.
Sure.
And it was also the crops and also caring of certain animals, ox and sheep and whatever. And to me, I found it extremely interesting.
That's a great thing there.
It's not. It's more than religion.
Sure.
I found the reading of God's laws, more like a book than a Bible.
Right.
To me, that's where I think it came from.
It sounds like it probably did. But that was the origin.
Anyway.
Everything had to originate somewhere. What better place to originate from?
Yeah, and everybody's got to be somewhere. So,
right, that's it.
Oh, here I am.
That's it.
Have a good day, people.
Yeah,
Thank you, WOCA. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thanks, Sonny.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? That's fascinating to me. Oh my gosh, we are up against the break. I was going to say almost. We are up against the break. All right, we got a half hour left. That's the good news. And if you want to call in, there's plenty of time to get your questions answered. You don't have to have a question, by the way. We love when you just call and say, "Hey, Carolyn, how's it going down?" We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. As friends and family mourn the 59 people killed in Sunday night's massacre in Las Vegas with more than 500 injured, investigators try to figure out why the gunman did it and then killed himself.
Over 20 weapons were found in Stephen Paddock's hotel room, another 19 at his home in Mesquite, and authorities say ammonium nitrate was found in his vehicle. They were searching another home of his in northern Nevada as well. According to the shooter's brother, he was a retired accountant who loved to gamble. There are reports he made several large gambling transactions in the past few weeks before the shooting.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal in Las Vegas. There were premature reports during the day. And Tom Petty did die at a hospital in Santa Monica, California last night. He'd gone into cardiac arrest at his home in Malibu. He was 66 and just finished a 40th anniversary tour with his band, the Heartbreakers. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how. Right now, Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil is on sale for just $4.29 a quart. Quality motor oil at an affordable price. A deal so good it practically sells itself. Which begs the question, what do we do with the rest of this commercial? Repeat the deal, I guess. Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil for just $4.29 a quart. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/17.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo!
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Ad Council.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Keep this tip in mind. Alcohol does not make you a better conversationalist. Lie on the floor and look at your belly. When you lie down, gravity is going to push the surface flab to one side. What's left protruding on top is the scary stuff. Okay, intelligent people, would you like an easy way to size somebody up? Just check out the pictures on their desk.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
I'm Jan Marino from Palm Garden of Ocala, and I'd like to tell you about the Palm Garden Way. We promote individual care, of course, but we also encourage GEMS. That's going the extra mile, and these are thoughtful individual gifts that make each guest stay special. A gem could be a daily latte or a new book or something else that means a lot to our guest. To find out more about the Palm Garden Way, take a tour, located on the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street in Ocala.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
An unexpected pregnancy can turn a young woman's life upside down. The House of One in Faith in Ocala gives these young women a place to live in privacy and comfort under the Christian care of counselors who will guide and protect both the woman and her unborn child. The House of One in Faith is confidential, loving, and free. For more information, call 352-687-8895.
If you find an animal or a bird that needs help, call Animus Foundation at 352-843-6379. They will come and get the animal if you can't take it to them. High school students and those with court-ordered community service can earn required hours in this rewarding environment. And veterans who share a bond with animals and parents who have been through mental or physical trauma are especially welcomed. Families, clubs, and tourists can arrange for tours of Animus without driving for hours or miles. Consider volunteering. Animus needs you.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Caroline Baldwin is here. We've got a good 25 minutes left to talk about your lawn, your garden. Anything specific? And I hope, by the way, the phone number is 622-9622. Anything specific October related?
In the garden? Well, right now, mums are all over the place. Mum's the word everywhere. Just if you're getting mums for your landscape, for your planters and things like that, go ahead and get them now. They're going to do okay. They're grown either in Florida, out in their full sun. Some of ours are coming from Carolina, but even still, Carolina's a warm climate through the summer, and they're planted out. They're grown out in full sun. Don't let them dry out. So if you have to put a little dripper irrigation kind of thing in there, don't keep them soggy, but don't let them dry out, because once they dry out, the little buds are going to curl over. They're not going to open your flowers, and then you're trimming them back in order to encourage some more bloom. The other cool season flowers are starting to come in. With the cooler weather, realizing I wouldn't go crazy trying to put them in yet. I would still wait a little while, even though they're coming in. Maybe in hanging baskets or planters where you can control how much sun maybe those are getting so that they don't get so hot. those kind of things. I think they're a little early, but they have to send them to us. In the vegetable garden, though, go ahead and start getting in. You can put your carrots in. You can start some lettuce in. And those go right from seed, right in the garden. You don't have to put them in pots, and it's not too early to put those in. Cabbage plants, broccoli, cauliflower, those kind of things. I usually try to start those in pots. You can start them now because, you can plant successively. You don't have to plant, all your cabbage at once, and then you have this harvest that you're going, what am I going to do with? Plant a few every couple weeks, and that way you've got them going and you've got something coming up all the time. If you want to plant a bunch so that you can make some, say, some sauerkraut that you're going to can up and put away.
Good.
Plant so that you've got 8 or 9, 10 heads, whatever you want, all coming in at once. But otherwise, plant a few so that you can have your pot of ham and cabbage. You can have your thing of coleslaw and things that that you don't freeze and keep.
By the way, Robin makes the best coleslaw.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. Don't ask me what she does.
I may have to get her recipe.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah. Good morning. My parents had chrysanthemums back in New York, and it seems like I remember they always planted them on the north side of the house.
That would be generally for us, a shaded or afternoon sun kind of. I know the west side, you're going to get your afternoon sun all day, so your north or northwest side, it's going to be fairly bright, I guess, depending on what's in the way.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I remember.
Yeah. And of course, planting. Yeah, you're welcome. And planting them in New York is a lot different than down here, because down here, though, yes, they can be perennial, and most of the ones that you find are going to be a garden mom. They are ones that can go boom right out in the landscape. To be perennial here, I find that they might be a little bit of work. That just because of our temperatures and such through the summer, but I've seen people do it, and they last a few years. Not a long-lived perennial.
Do you know what I think happens to us as humans?
They
say our vision and our hearing declines as we get older.
Right.
I think our smelling gets better.
Well, when they say when you begin to lose one faculty, another one will kick up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So my vision, knock on wood, my hearing is good so far, even though everybody says it's not. But I think it's pretty good. My vision is another thing.
On the other hand.
But I go outside and I'll say, gosh, I can smell that plant. And
Right.
It's like, well, I never smelled it before. And
Well, maybe it just, sometimes we notice things.
maybe I'm
when
getting,
other-
maybe I'm just like calming down a little bit.
It could be, or that sometimes, things change in our lives that make us a little more alert to other things that are going on. You never know. Or just sometimes it is, the wind's blowing just so, and you go, oh, wow, I smell something nice,
Do you know what I miss, though? And everybody says this, and I think you've even said this. That smell when you would drive to Disney of those
the citrus, orange blossoms. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I finally found an essential oil that is an orange blossom.
And it actually smells like it?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes, it does.
Because usually, at those roadside stops.
And it smells like orange peels.
I don't know what it smells like. It was very strong. But you found one that smells...
That smells
really?
like... Oh, yeah.
What's it called?
It's orange blossom, but it's one... I picked it up during the medieval fair.
Oh, yeah, you were telling us
I
this.
got them up there, and this guy says, his are top of the line. He makes his own blends and things like that. And this one, I actually have some mixed with water in my car in a spritzer bottle. And it is one of those things, if I get off work and you're
really?
hot and everything, and I can just, my car's, cooling down, a little spritz on the end, it's just, that just smells so good.
Here's the thing. I went to Lake Wales, I think it was, and I actually smelled it again. There must be some
Bok Towers and things like that.
Yeah, around
in
that
those
area.
areas,
yeah. And you know how an old song will take you back?
Oh, that
so the same
smell
thing
just,
happened. That smell was like, oh my gosh, I remember when this.
Right. And even just driving around Lake Weir here in our area in the February and March when they're beginning to bloom, it's find some side roads
really?
and just slow down, open the windows if you have a convertible or a motorcycle or something like that.
I can smell it in my mind right now. Yeah.
And to me, that's one of the best. And at the store, when we'll have the citrus trees in there and they'll be blooming, and I'll walk past and I'll get a whiff of it. I'll turn, stop, and it just is one that just.
So is that, scientifically speaking, is that what actually signals to a bee, come on, I got something for you?
Oh, yeah, the fragrance, that they can smell it, they can taste that in the air. And
that's my translation of what a flower says to a bee. Come on, I got something for you.
Yeah, here. Or butterflies, it's calling them to the nectars and things like that. The bees and wasps are all called by the plants and through. And that's a lot of times, sometimes it is a coloration that they will see also, because it's a white blossom when those trees begin. And when they're full, you can't walk past and not smell it. I mean, if you can't smell it, you've got one heck of a stuffy nose. And it is something that I think to most people I know that we do find that attractive. That scent is just, you smell it and you go, oh, I smell citrus blossom. And we take another deep breath. It's just one of those nice ones. Those jasmine and gardenia. I know some people are allergic to jasmine and gardenia because they can be really strong, or there's just something about their fragrance that I do know that there are people who are sensitive to those. But no, not me. They're my favorites.
Do you ever plant anything just for the fragrance?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like
a gardenia.
Oh, that's what you
and we actually had some citrus trees years ago that didn't produce good fruit. They produced sour fruit. You could make tang. If anybody remembers tang.
You could make tang?
You could make it tasted like tang.
Really?
Yes, but it took a lot of sugar to be able to
Do they still make tang?
But yeah, I think they do. But when they would flower, we had no problem going and cutting that off and bringing it in the house. Just to enjoy the scent,
really?
Because that one didn't matter. It was going to make sour oranges.
Do camellias have a scent?
I guess they do somewhat, or some of them may.
I have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens.
There you go.
And since we're taking a break in about a minute or so, if you call during the break and you are the one I pick, I'll just do it at random, then you'll get this $20 gift certificate. It's only used for plants, though. You can't use it for like a rake or something like that.
Right, or fertilizers or pine straw.
But $20 a plant. Have you ever looked at their list?
They got some great plants. And right now, you know what? If you're looking for camellias, there are some that are beginning to bloom at this time of year. So if you're looking for an October bloomer or the October, November, here you go. Start taking a look for some.
Camellias bloom in October. That's right.
Camellias bloom from October through about March. So they're your cool season, your winter season blooming trees and shrubs. Also, some of your azaleas are also the Encore azaleas. I'm not sure if they carry the Encores, but even the regular azaleas are going to bloom in early spring for you. One of the first bloomers. So. Something to look for.
So we're going to the break. If you call during the break, the number is 622-9622. I'll just pick a call at random. No questions to answer. Just tell me your name and I'll put it on the certificate and you can come pick it up. If you don't know where Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery is, it's 2610 Southeast 38th Street. If you win the certificate, the address is on the certificate, so you don't got to worry about, forgetting where it is. So call right now, 622-9622. I'll pick one at random and you'll get $20 for Bob Wine's, and we will be right back with Carol Ann Baldwin.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, times of clouds and sun with a stray shower. It'll be rather windy, too. The afternoon high 83 to 87. Breezy Tuesday night with partly cloudy skies. There'll be more clouds and a couple of showers along the coast. Low 69 inland, 78 along the coast. For Wednesday, clouds, some sun and breezy with a shower and thunderstorm around, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Ocala Eye is the largest, most experienced eye care center in north central Florida. Tuesday at 10:30, Zora Harrison and Adam Tenza will be our guests, bringing us up to date on the latest optical and other innovations in the industry. For over 40 years, Ocala Eye has provided comprehensive medical and surgical eye care. But that's just the beginning. Just wait until you hear all of the exciting things coming our way. So be sure to listen Tuesday at 10:30 with Ocala Eye, helping you live life to the fullest.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding services. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on your weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps for an overall pleasing appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440.
Coming this and every second Friday of the month at 11 a.m. is Trinity Healthcare Medical Center with your host, Dr. David Kuhn. Trinity Healthcare Medical Center is Ocala's only progressive primary care clinic. Be sure to listen in and also check their website at thcmc.com. Then call them with your questions at 512-0000. That's 512-0000. That's every second Friday at 11 a.m. for Trinity Healthcare Medical Center here on The Source WOCA.
Here is your 30-second news brief. The gunman in Sunday night's mass shooting in Las Vegas, Stephen Paddock, has ties to Central Florida. His brother Eric, who lives near the University of Central Florida, says he's in shock. The northbound lanes of US 441 across Paynes Prairie have been closed because of flooding after an old levee failed. Cultivators of medical marijuana are pushing the Department of Health to allow edible marijuana, and rocker and Gainesville native Tom Petty has died at the age of 66. And that is your news brief from The Source.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. We're talking about things that you put in your salad.
Yeah.
Plants.
Vegetables.
Yes, yes. You know what we had the other day was like International Coffee Day or something?
Okay, right.
I never knew coffee was not a bean. It's called a bean, but they said it was a seed technically.
It's like a berry, I think is actually what it is that they...
Or a pit?
It's the seed. Yeah, I guess it is the seed. I mean, it's a berry, and then the berry's harvested, it's processed, then the seed is roasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only state that grows it is Hawaii. I don't understand that. We can't grow it here? We're sort of like Hawaii, aren't we?
Not really, no. No, actually quite a bit different. It could be the soils also, the volcanic soils in Hawaii. Yeah, I guess you can, but I guess it's just not a commercial crop because of the climate's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
That's they're looking at doing, and I'm not sure how successful it's being as olives. You know, we're not a Mediterranean climate. Here, they can grow, more olives in California.
How do they make black olives? What is the story behind?
Black olives are ripe. Is what it is. Green olives are green. They're not ripe.
Use lye?
They do use lye in the processing.
To make black olives?
To make any olive, I believe.
Any olive?
Yeah. You can't eat an olive off a tree. It's disgusting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're gross. They have to be brined
I didn't know
first.
that.
Yeah. They have to be brined.
How did they ever figure out to do that?
Oh, Lord knows. Well, I guess they thought they'd put it in salt water and see whether or not it
would... what happens.
See if they would,
It's like, how did we ever figure out to cook things?
Or maybe when they're fully a black olive that they're actually good off the tree, but a green olive is disgusting because they're green.
Do you know what else they use lye to make? Is grits. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, to process off some of that. I don't know if they still do, or if that was an old process. I mean, lye used to go in soap.
Yes,
but so did sheep tallow. And
what is that?
It's the fat off a sheep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
you smell so good.
Yeah.
You smell like sheep.
Yeah.
See, the older I get, the better I can smell. Now I'll be able to smell people when they walk in.
Watch out. Yeah. That may not be a good thing. But no, if you go in your garden, you had your green beans are probably, I saw mine today, are putting on good flowers, so I should be picking beans here in another week or so, maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, and so I'll have some fresh beans, possibly even up to Thanksgiving, which will be nice, and nothing better than fresh green beans, and potatoes, a ham, and that kind of stuff. Make a nice big one-pot meal. We are looking forward on the garden, and like I said, your cabbage, your cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, all those things can start going in the ground. So your Swiss chard, kale, mustard, collards, all your greens. And I think last week I had mentioned that people use, the old school washing machines to clean their greens because it's hard to get the sand out.
Yeah, right.
You spend some hours soaking and getting the sand out, and if you've got a washer that actually will fill the what do you call that part?
The drum?
The drum. There you go. Thank you. With water, that you can actually turn on and have that, and the lid not locking, and that you can put them in and put them on a gentle cycle with a full load of collards or mustards and run through. You're going to skip the spin, or maybe not even, but you can do that and just wash through.
Maybe that's how that invention came.
The salad spinner. Yeah. And that helps to take that sand out. And I don't have a problem doing that.
They
I
say
can see
that spinach is the hard one to get sand off of for some reason.
Spinach is another because it's closer to the ground. I just put some spinach in. I hope it does well this year. Hopefully.
Well, if you have sand on it, you just say, well, that's because it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. There you go. It's just adding a little bulk.
You really
to your
can't
diet.
taste spinach, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
When I put spinach on a sandwich.
On a sandwich, no, it gets
can't.
lost. Same way with the lettuce. I mean, it gets lost. But you put spinach in a salad, and you can.
You can taste the flavor of spinach?
Yeah. In a salad.
Maybe my sense of taste is going. My nose is getting better.
And your taste. Well, your taste should get better too.
You would think, right?
Yeah, because we taste more with our nose than we do our mouth. But spinach, another good one. Nice dark green leafy vegetables. And again, successively plant more. Plant some. Wait a few weeks. Plant some. Wait a few weeks. Plant some. We've got all winter long to put these things in. Onions and potatoes, usually we're waiting a little bit because we do grow what we call short day onions. The longer day onions that you would plant in spring generally just don't necessarily do well for us because of the rain, because of the humidity, that they end up with a fungal issue. So here through the cooler season, we have less rain. Humidity is down, things like that we get away with it a lot easier. I mean, you can always try. Gardening is an experiment. That's, same like cooking. You got to grow what you're going to cook, so both can be an experiment. So you can always try to grow something and prove somebody wrong. Go for it. But the onions usually are going into the ground sometime the middle of November-ish. If you ever find like that, we do the Gran X, the Grano, the Texas 1015s, and the Texas 1015. What that means?
What is that?
It was started in Texas, and the seed is planted on 1015.
Oh, really?
October 15th of every year is when that seed is started for proper size to go in the ground later. So it's just one of those little weird things. But those are ones that'll all grow well for us. I've always found, buying the little onion starts versus the hard onion sets do better. Those hard onion sets really aren't for our area. They're not a short day onion, but yet we find them on the shelves at this time of year.
This is why you're a master gardener.
And your potatoes, they say you can pretty much grow any kind of potato here. Again, looking at about December to get them in the ground so that it's cooler, the soil's cooler, growing conditions are better. And you can grow potatoes up in a raised bed. You can grow them in hay. You can grow them. I've seen people grow them in a tire tower. Recycling old tires, just large containers. I've done the fabric pot where you start with the soil down low and you roll the pot down, all the way down. Put some soil in. Plant the potatoes. As those potatoes grow, you unroll that and add more soil so that you can get more potatoes in that area.
Pretty cool.
And so
you don't have to dig for them later.
You don't have to dig for them later on. You just open the fat, or just roll that bag back down and take the soil out. There you go.
You see, we have a plant out in Patsy's area that's growing out of a plastic bag.
Right, yeah. You can grow in anything. We've always, at the Master Gardener at the Spring Festival, we generally demonstrate that you can grow right in the bag of garden mix. Just putting drainage in and cutting a spot in the top of the bag that would put your plant in, you can grow all kinds of stuff right in there, either in garden blend, black cow, black velvet, any of the soil amendment kind of things like that. And nowadays, there's even some of the soil manufacturers or blenders, whatever you would call them, that are making soils for raised beds. So I would say even something like that one might even do better just planting. I mean, that you could use that one as a good one for planting right in that bag. And the bag's going to hold up for a season. When it starts to get brittle, get it dumped into your regular flower bed or anything like that.
It's a big time of year for potatoes, too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, potatoes are good. If you ever find really pale potato chips, like Publix chips or Golden Flake chips that are really pale, they're Florida potatoes.
Really?
Yes, because Florida potatoes don't keep well. They don't store as well because the skins are thinner.
Right.
So when they get those potatoes in, they use them quickly, but they also are a paler colored potato chip in the long run. Kind of neat.
Do you eat potato chips salt side down or salt side up?
Both.
Both. Salt side down for me all the time.
Always.
Yeah, I like it.
Like it on your tongue. Yeah. If you get salt side up, you might get on the crack. I do. I like them both ways. It doesn't really matter.
I've never asked anybody that before.
No.
I'm wondering if other people even think about it.
I don't think it matters.
All right, we do have a phone call. This will be the last one of the show.
It's going to be a quick one, yeah.
Yeah, good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, you guys again. Here, just a quickie.
Yeah.
When I was going to college, I worked at a potato chip company for a couple of summer times, and they always used what they call the Wisconsin russet potato, which was a very good potato for potato chips.
Yep. Most of the potatoes grown in the United States are a russet. I didn't know it was a Wisconsin russet, but there's the Burbank russet is another one and it's unfortunately we grow predominantly one kind. So if we ever have a problem run through that crop, we're in a world of hurt for potatoes.
That was a great job for me in the summertime, and let me tell you, I put on about 20 pounds.
The freshman 15, it was the potato chip 20.
Oh, boy. Thanks a lot. Okay, we'll see you guys.
All right, thanks you.
And what's going on with the Golden Flake here in Ocala? They've sold and a new company bought it?
I guess so. I'm not sure which is going to be.
Still doing potato chips. I wonder what they're doing now.
I would figure they're still doing snack foods, and I'm not sure which were done and which plant. I knew they used to do potato chips here because years ago.
Oh, I know they did because I took
the tour.
What is it called when you were chaperone for the school?
A chaperone for the school.
Yeah, when I was married, my stepdaughter and it was great because
I went with my daughter's class too.
They gave you one after it came off. Yes, it was warm
potato chip, and they were so good.
Why don't we? I don't know. Why don't we?
Well, if you fry your own potato chips, you can eat them warm.
That's right.
There you go.
Could I put them in a microwave? Would that work? No?
Maybe.
We should try.
Yeah, just give it a whirl. Another show in the can, as you say.
Thank you so much for doing the show. I know it takes time for you. It's not only the hour here, but it's also the time getting here and then going. Do you have to work today?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my gosh. So thank you so much. I promise you one day we'll go get a big plaque or a trophy or gift certificate to a nice restaurant. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, listeners.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. The man who shot and killed 59 people with more than 500 hurt in Las Vegas Sunday night was sick and demented, says President Trump.
A lot of problems, I guess, and we're looking into him very, very seriously, but we're dealing with a very, very sick individual.
We don't know why Stephen Paddock went on that shooting spree. He killed himself before police got to him. Australia's investigation into the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 in 2014 is is now closed.
Safety Bureau Chief Greg Hood calling it one of the world's greatest tragedies.
And we so wish that we had been able to recover this aircraft.
The report says the pilot had previously used a flight simulator to fly a partially similar route to the one the plane took. But it says the reason for the loss can't be established until the plane is found.
Fox's Simon Owen. Fox News. We report, you decide.
What if hiring could be easier, less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidates to apply for your job. And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates, all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast AgNet. Farmers across the country will soon be receiving forms for the 2017 Census of Agriculture. The Department of Agriculture's National Ag Statistics Service said farmers and ranchers should start seeing those forms in about 7 weeks or so. Conducted once every 5 years, the Census of Agriculture is a complete count of all U.S. farms, ranches, and those who operate them. And Ag Statistics Board Chairman Joe Parsons says there will be several new questions on the 2017 census.
Well, we have a number of items that are new with the census. We have some questions that we're going to be asking that are new or enhanced. We're going to ask some additional questions about farm marketings, direct farm marketings. We're also going to be asking questions about veteran status, those that are farming that have served our nation in the military. We're also going to ask some additional questions about how decision-making happens on the farm.
Now, producers can mail in their completed census forms or respond online. To learn more about any of this, go to our website, southeastagnet.com.
One bad rain can rob your crops of the nutrients they need to grow strong and yield strong. You may find yourself asking, how long will my nitrogen last? With Proximus, backed by NutriGuard technology, you can be confident your crops will have nitrogen available throughout the growing season. It works by enhancing soil microbes so they can retain nitrogen in the root zone and deliver it to the plant on demand. In replicated field trials, Proximus was proven to decrease leaching up to 69%, while increasing nutrient use efficiency up to 23%. This advantage can increase yields by up to 15%. Proximus was developed by Actigrow for farmers like you who want to improve productivity and their bottom line. Adding Proximus to your UAN fertilizer program will give you the peace of mind that your nitrogen is there when your crop needs it. Ask your ag retailer for Proximus with your next UAN purchase or visit stopleaching.com.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Auto repair with